Hello, this is First Fire Non-Assault Move. Welcome back to the 18th video in the War in the East series. Let's get a situation report. Starting with the Finns, no change. Did our aerial recon, and the Soviets are still massing around Leningrad, and they are pushing troops to the front, mostly along Army Group North's front. In this sector, we're remaining in place. Well, let's stop and address the elephant in the room. We have muddy conditions this week. It's the second week that we've, not the second contiguous week, but the second week that we have had muddy conditions. We had muddy conditions 2 weeks ago, I think turn 15. That was a little bit later in August. And we could do absolutely nothing. You cannot attack. You can barely move. So it was a whole turn of stasis for all our troops. We just dressed our lines a little bit, and we just try to remain in command and control and supply as best we can, because with the muddy conditions, supply, the distance between the headquarters and the supported units is greatly reduced, I think, to about 30 miles, 3 hexes, instead of the normal 50 miles. And that's even exacerbated by terrain. So our divisions that were in supply when in good weather, some of them now are out of supply in muddy conditions. And a complaint, this is one of the most amazing games for what it does. I absolutely love this game, but I have to address the mud. You can't tell me that across all of the Soviet Union, across all of Germany, and into Hungary, Romania, that there was a weather front that poured across every 10-mile hex, to the extent that 10 square miles was completely reduced to a mud pit. I mean, come on. I think it's absurd. I'm sure there would be massive weather fronts where vast stretches of the territory would be rained upon, and in some areas there'd be flooding in mud. But really, to blanket the entire map with mud, I think is extreme, and a game that strives for incredible realism and the tiniest detail. You can't have it so only certain parts of the map are muddy. Like last turn, even though it was kind of a very linear, artificially defined swath of mud, like right like centered in this region, there should be little patches of clear ground where it didn't rain for a solid week and have soupy ground. But that's just my complaint. I mean, I live in a town, and 50 miles, we may get torrential rain for 3 or 4 days, and we may have flooding. It may get muddy, especially if it's spring or later towards winter. But 50 miles away, it's perfectly clear and there's no mud. Here, it's thousands of miles east, west, north, south, and every square inch is mud. Yeah, just not buying that. It could be done better. Anyways, that's just my sour grapes having mud. So this turn, other than my long-winded diatribe on mud. It's going to be extremely short. We are going to conduct no offensive operations. I've already did my moves off camera. Moved as far as we could with the mud. Thankfully, we still can repair some railroads, though limited. The only consolation is that the Soviets won't be able to attack either or move very far. Sorry, scrolling around, just mud. The pocket, Soviets aren't going anywhere, but consequently we are not destroying them in the pocket this turn, and it's holding up our forces, tying up our forces, because we can't attack the Soviets and clear out great patches of them in this pocket. So it's just mud. Gotta live with it. Germans had to live with it, but to this extent, come on. Alright, so maybe some fuel will get to our tanks, and they'll get some fuel accumulated for when the weather clears, and they can go into action, and our infantry will get a bit of a rest, not being attacked or attacked. But probably not getting as many supplies as they would if it was clear weather. I think I'm done. I think I'm just going to click next turn, because I've done everything I could do under the conditions. There are no reinforcements that popped up this turn. Nope. Nothing. Yeah, where are they going to go anyways? This is mud. And I didn't have anybody on the rail lines. Oh. Partisans are showing up in Army Group South area of operations. Normally this security would have been able to confront the partisans, but mud is hindering them. There was a partisan that showed up here, actually, right outside Smolensk, and we had to divert the 339th Static Division to run them off. Alright, I'm just going to hit next turn. Let's see what happens. Soviets start attacking in the mud. I'm going to be a little irate. Incredulous. It's giving them partisans some crappy weather to assemble behind, obfuscate their movements, pop up undetected. I have no idea what to expect this turn with the Soviets. I think we're in mud season, so I'm resigning myself to have another turn, another week of mud. Silver lining is we were able to close the pocket before mud came. Our Armenians are going to have a little bit of a break, I guess, so they won't be attacked. They're aggressive around Dnipropetrovsk. They're not conceding any ground there, and even moving forward. Ah! Wow! The Soviets had a short turn too. Well, the map looked like this before mud was revealed. So I'm expecting mud to be revealed. It shows up right as the losses screen shows up. Yep, another turn of mud. How exciting! What I don't get is how I lost 17,000 troops with absolutely no attacks happening. Sick. I don't know. And 50, that's... I don't know. I'm going to have to maybe look into that. Maybe go on the forums and say, why am I getting losses on a turn when there was no attacks? This is very, very dull, so I won't belabor this turn for your viewing. Nothing. More partisans. Can we reach? No. I say this is lame with a capital L. What do we got down here? And this is non-historic. Chase that one off. Non-historic weather. So, out of the last 5 turns, 3 of them have been mud. Last 5 weeks, 3 of them have been mud. Darn it. Soviets just waiting it out like we are. I don't see any other build-ups, but we'll do some aerial recon. Yeah, we're not gonna really do anything. I'll continue to do some rail repairs, and since our troops didn't move last turn, everyone would be in supply, the same supply situation as far as chain of command. So we're just going to move our railroad engineers and then probably click next turn. And then maybe shuffle around some troops a little bit, a little line dressing. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I am back. There is nothing significant to report. NSTR. Well, maybe. There looks like there's less Finns. I believe some Finns got withdrawn. I think we can check out that. Show reinforcement withdrawal schedule. Yeah. Some Slovaks air bases got withdrawn. This is 10:30. Oh, next turn. Turn 20, this will happen. Okay, so I think some, yeah, maybe, I don't know if we can go back, but yeah, I think some of our, these Slovak air bases are going to be gone. Another battalion will be gone. Battalion. Oh, one of our own infantry division's going to get withdrawn? That is not cool. Oh. More Finns. Oh, these are our own troops. What the heck? Okay, so we're gonna lose some of our own troops in the next couple of turns. That's unfortunate. Well, what I've done, pretty much not much. Just dressed the lines. Did railroad repairs. Couldn't reach that partisan. I try to fan out my security divisions so that when partisans pop up, I'll at least have a division that may be able to reach them that turn. I just moved the divisions we had up here closer adjacent so that when we have clear weather we can resume the attack. Soviets are getting a massive breather. I tightened up the lines with the Romanians so there's no dangling divisions out there. Same here. And I checked we don't have any reinforcements this turn. Yeah, another very ho-hum turn. So we've had 21 days of complete inactivity. If that isn't a war-changing situation, I don't know what is. But that's the reality of it. Again, I disagree with, come on, every single hex, every 10-mile hex is completely swamped with mud. Yeah, not buying it. That would be like a global geological, like Earth-threatening weather situation like you see on the movies. All right, here goes another turn. I didn't even bother flying my recon because I don't know if it affects the fuel supply of my aircraft. Why bother? All right, whiny sour grapes, but let's go to the next turn. I really have done all I can. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to be in to November. I think we're going to go from mud to blizzard-like conditions. So we may have potentially November 4, December 8, January 12, February 16, March. We may have 20 weeks of this in some form or fashion as far as bad weather goes. Sprinkled in here and there a clear weather week. So probably about, so it's 20 weeks. Well, I'm getting those numbers counting November through March. Maybe in there it is 3 to 4 good weeks. So that's what we're looking at. I may just not even put these turns on video if it gets that way. I'll record it, but if it's extremely ho-hum and humdrum and the Soviets aren't attacking, then I won't put it up there for your viewing pleasure. Definitely if the Soviets start doing something over the winter and they're starting to do attacks, then that's pretty cool. That's pretty noteworthy, so definitely have that. Put those videos up. My body posture is like chin on hand, elbow on table. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay, so we have snow flurries. Snow and mud. Oh, just mud here. Why snow? Why frost or snow here when... okay, I don't know. Yeah. Pretty lame. Pretty lame. I mean, what can you do? We'll see what this looks like as far as movement and attacks, what our combat values are. Combat power looks like... Well, it looks like they're almost to a normal... Okay. I guess operations can be conducted in these conditions. Doesn't help us with the pocket. Yeah. Hey, can we scare away this person? Yay! Here's some action. Chased off some partisans. Yeah, I'm not agreeing with this wholesale 1,000-mile swaths of mud. There had to have been sectors where operations could continue, or where it wasn't like complete mud. But hey, we live and die by the sword, and so will the Soviets. We live and die by the mud. Alright, so we are on to our last week of October. Let's see what happens. Maybe the ground will freeze, but then our poor Germans will freeze as well. Okay, I am going to further dress my lines if there's anything to do, and I'll see what can happen with in these little snowy patches. Alright, I will get back to you. Hello. So, first thing I'd point out, look at the turn. Turn 22. I clicked end turn twice in a row without really doing anything except repairing railroads and chasing off partisans where I could. Because it was 2 turns, it was 2 weeks of mud. So I think we started getting mud on turn 18, was it? Yeah, I'm tracking it was 28 days of mud. So 28 days the Germans sat on their hands and did nothing. Meanwhile, the Soviets, though not attacking, have done a whole bunch as far as recovering, resting, digging in, and railing in an amazing, ridiculous amount of forces. So, we'll point out, I think this is snow. Light snow or frost, I don't know. But we were able to, 3 turns ago, we were able to do some attacks, and I think it was like, almost like clear weather attacks, but maybe reduced combat power. Anyways, 28 days of sitting on their hands. Soviets, 28 days to recover without being attacked. Just look at this, like 4 or 5 rows of... we'll just do another aerial recon. I already did a bunch. Yeah, like 5-6 rows of forces in front of us. Going down here, it doesn't get any better. It's just a massive amount of Soviet formations. It's just such a stark contrast. Look at our little onesie divisions compared to that. Yeah. So, there's a partisan. Why didn't I chase him off? Be gone, partisan. Anyways, so that's that. Finally, I think we can attack the forces that are in the pocket. They had 28 days to think about their future. I'm surprised some of them didn't desert. Well, probably they did, and they started being partisans. Rail lines, getting pretty close to the front. Is there a silver lining? Oh, suddenly I can't repair a line there. I wonder, probably because... I wonder if this broke. Let's see. Yeah, they broke the line there. We've been going back and forth trying to repair the railroads. So Germans at a severe disadvantage as far as being able to do anything. Yeah, we were too far away here. So the partisans are just setting up shop willy-nilly wherever they so desire. And we're not able to remove them. So yeah, this probably can't repair anymore because, well, we'll bring this division, this railroad repair engineer back because it's gone up to the front. You gotta start repairing the damage the partisans are doing. What else? I don't think you can do anything. No, you might as well go back. What did that look like again? Right there. Okay. We can't repair this. We already have a line there. We have lines down here, so... Oh, don't want to do that. We will bring you down here. Yeah, so very, very discouraging. Pretty much wasn't able to play the game. I was playing the game, but not playing the game. I was playing the game of mud. Making mud pies. Just look at that. Look at the buildup everywhere. So, the plan, while it's snowing and frozen over, I guess, we'll finish off the pocket and, well, as much as we can. And then just prepare to fight through a sea of Soviets until the weather gets really bad. Blizzards and stuff. I mean, mud already is rendered, doing anything for an entire week impossible to do anything. So, I don't know what blizzards will do. We'll find that out shortly enough. So, yeah. Second week of November. I think I called it like 20 weeks of not being able to do anything. Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks here and there sprinkled in. So here's one of our weeks where we can do something. We'll see what we can do. And I'll get back to you. All right, we're back. Situation report. Nothing to report with the Finns. No attacks made in this sector of Army Group North, nor any attacks made in this sector of Army Group North by Pskov. Remaining in place by Veliky Luki as well. Soviets have assembled quite a defensive force in this sector on our northern flank of Army Group Center. We did not move out of our positions. Did we do some attacks? We did some attacks. Just because we could. It's been 28 days of inactivity for the entire German army. So we did some attacks. And they were favorable results. My first time encountering snow, or is this frost, snow flurries, I don't think it's a blizzard. Wish there was a tooltip there. But overall, the movement is affected and the combat power is reduced. The units get exhausted a lot faster. Like sometimes when it was good weather and good supply, they could get off a couple deliberates and even a couple hasties after that, potentially. But here it's like one and done. I wanted to test out what it did with armor, what this weather did to armor, and we attacked with 1st Panzer Division, and we were like at an 80 or 90% fuel. Just a couple moves, 2 deliberates, and we are down to 13% fuel. Very low supply and only half ammo. So attacking in this weather is not advantageous, but you can do it. unlike mud, where you're completely crippled, you can conduct offensive operations. The pocket was almost finished off. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of them completely this turn, but we weren't able to manage. Let's do this before I forget. Losses. Okay, so I don't think this tally goes into this figure because we're at 260,000. Yeah, I think that was right around the range because we were at 240 and then we went up to 250 and 60, and so we're gonna see. We're gonna check out this losses screen after we execute our turn and the Soviets do their. After the Soviets do their turn, we'll see if that 217,000 goes into 2,644,000. So yeah, that's 90% of the losses were forcing, 20 or more divisions to surrender. Got a whole lot of guns destroyed, whole lot of tanks destroyed, captured a whole lot of men, and disabled a whole bunch of Soviets. So yeah, those losses, that's kind of the deeper breakdown. Yeah, so pretty good being able to actually do something in this weather. So what I'm gearing up for, if we continue to have this weather, we're going to try to punch through in this sector right around, that would be Army Group Center's area of operations. And because we had Army Group South as the southern pincer and our Panzer Corps were leading the way, our Panzer Corps pretty much ended up in Army Group. Our Panzer Corps from Army Group South kind of ended up in Army Group Center's turf, on their turf. So we moved them back down, assembled. There's 3 Panzer Corps here, and next turn, if it's not mud or even worse conditions than what this is, we're going to try and take, I think that's Sumy. Yeah, I'm going to try and take Sumy and start to threaten Kharkov. And we would like to also, I'm dreaming, but if the weather gets like clear and frosty or frozen ground, then maybe we get some inroads into Sumy and maybe threaten Belgrade and Kharkov. Maybe look to get a little encirclement here. Yeah. Very unlikely, but we'll try. These divisions will free up once the Soviets are cleared out. So we'll be line abreast with our infantry, similar to like June 22nd. And we'll have like a front. So we'll look at the Soviets' dispositions and find a place where we want to go back over to the offensive. Yeah, we got some strong reserves back here still as well. So we have some combat power. Definitely have combat power, and our railroad situation's getting better. We're really looking really good with Army Group Center, although the partisans pop in and break the rail lines here and there. But that's pretty good. That's really good. And it's only going to get better for 1942. Looking down here, Army Group South is suffering a lot worse. But still, all this spaghetti of railroad tracks, all green, this little area. No. I'm going to figure out how to fix that. And we went up the Kiev route with Army Group South's railroad repair engineers. Once I probably repair some of these routes, some of these rails, like right up to here, because we're not really going to go much further until 1942. I'm going to send them down and start getting railheads further east in the southern parts of Army Group South, and you can see that's quite a number of hexes in square miles to cover. We lost our Romanian railroad repair engineer. I think he was withdrawn, so I don't know about that. All right, I'm gonna look around, and we're at that point where I don't have much more to do. Did we do attacks down here? I think we did. No, actually we didn't. We just pulled back, remained in place here. We did attack just to push them back because we can, and maybe get over this river. They may move back, but that's okay. Our infantry is assembling and arraying to go back on the offensive. And if these divisions want to, remain on the other side of the Dnieper, what would 1942 look like? I wonder if our position changes a little bit and the front goes out maybe to Belgorod and Kharkov, and there's this salient, we could look at maybe duplicating a grand encirclement once again with Army Group South and Army Group Center. So yeah, a lot's gonna depend on how these last few months of winter, which would be end of 1941, beginning of 1942, looks like. What our supply situation looks like, and then we'll have to make some grand strategic plans how to prosecute this war on the east and get that killing blow that I was planning for. If the Soviets continue to amass this many formations, I was just thinking, it might be good if they did attack, because that way they're not in greater depth. That's more annoying than if they all got into like 3 stacks and they maybe got some success, like push back a few of our divisions, then we could definitely get some local encirclements. And that's sealing off maybe 9 to 12 to 15 divisions if they all stack up along like 4 or 5 hexes, 3 deep in each hex. So yeah, we'll see if they do that. But it's more annoying that they're in singles. It's harder to get a breakout. It's easier to get good combat resolutions, but it's harder to get breakouts. This is in here. Well, even for the Soviets, I don't think they can be 4 to 5 to 6 divisions deep everywhere. All right, I'm going to pause, and we will return and click next turn. All right, let's do it. I don't think there's anything left for me to do. We can't reach these partisans. No, we tried to. So they're going to wreak havoc behind our lines. Where will the Soviets attack? They can attack now. Are they going to mass up? Start going west and confronting us? Yeah, what are they going to do here? It's a little interesting. Oh, you know what? I don't like that. We are going to go here. Yeah. Alright. Maybe in here they'll try to attack. Don't think they'll attack along here. Probably down here, where they have some good numbers. Yeah, they'll probably stack up and attack the Romanians again. Yeah. Alright, we'll find out. Let's find out right now. Alright, so I saw the losses screen. Pretty good. 217,000. Let's make sure. We're going to check if that creeps up to, it should be 280,000, 2,800,000 next turn. Once the Soviets are done. Moved our railroad repair engineers. Everybody's in supply that I think can be in supply. These guys are probably out. Yeah. No, they're still in supply. So the frost or the snow here doesn't affect supply as dramatically as the mud. So they happen to be in supply, and they're 1, 2, 5 hexes, is a normal command and control limit. All right, let's do it. So yeah, 28 days flew by like nothing because we did nothing, and I just clicked next turn, just tidied up lines here and there. There's no attacks to speak of. So we are in the second week of November, and before we know it, we're going to be in 1942. Especially if the weather is horrible and we do nothing and just click next turn. Yeah. They have to start to stage to go on to get into an offensive stance. Start arraying their forces to do a more significant attack against us. And there's one. Alright. So those single divisions that were like 4 or 5 deep, they brought up. Yeah, they're doing as kind of what I thought they might do, which is, attacks upon us, but at least we can get, displace them and attack to their flanks and get some little encirclements. What else they have up their sleeve? Wow! That's it? What does the weather have up its sleeve? If it's mud, we're bonked. Just start putting our igloos up and shelter for the winter and look to better days. Snow again. All right. 41 tanks. Where do those tanks come from? Okay, so it was 2,683,746. It was 2,644. We had 217,000. Add 217,000 to 2,644,000. That should be an 8. Why is that not an 8? I don't get it. Huh. Those numbers don't add up. Because that's a running total. Yeah. Not good. I don't get it. Alright, so 2 attacks on us. They Where was it? Let's look. Right here? 90,000 men against 16,000. We lost 129 men. They lost 1,400. Alright. And where was the other attack? Right here. We held 46,000 versus 12,000. They lost 1,099. We lost 123. 2 attacks. This looks thin. Let's look together if that line is thicker than it indicates. Oh yeah. Yeah. Still. Okay, so that is another turn in the books. We are in the 3rd week of November, and it is snowing. Right? Snowing across. Wait a second. Yeah, that's snow. This just delineates the sectors of weather, I think. Alright. Oh no, that was just showing how far my aircraft could go. Alright, it is snowing. It's snowing everywhere? Yep. Just like the mud. It's probably abstracted as just bad weather. But just like the mud, it's snowing. This cloud front goes from the far Urals all the way to Germany. It's snowing everywhere. Some 10,000s of square miles, it's snowing. Yeah. It could do that better. Alright. I hope you enjoyed. It's going to be a short video. I'm going... what am I going to do? We're going to attack. Because we must. We must attack. We're going to try and take Kursk and Sumy. And that's what we're going to do. And finish off this pocket. There are no chances, nothing on the horizon right now for an encirclement. Fresh off our grand encirclement that took, I don't know, 28. I think there was 5 weeks of mud total. 5 or 6 weeks of mud during that encirclement, so yeah, 5 weeks. If it was good weather, we could have been attacking and finished them off in like 2 weeks. Okay, we'll see what there is to be seen along this front. Targets of opportunity. I'm thinking, yep, Sumy, Kursk, Orel. And, oh yeah, I scooched up the 24th. Oop, no, you're not. The 24th Panzer Corps with 5 strong. It is 5 strong, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 strong divisions. Just to see what kind of havoc we can wreak and maybe pull some of the troops off in this sector to try and defend, because it is next to Moscow. Oddly enough, even though their recon is probably showing we don't have a buildup of our striking force, that's why they're less concentration of Soviet forces in front of Moscow than you might expect, because they saw all the activity down here, so they reacted. All right. Well, I'm enjoying this. It's been kind of a lull or a wrench in the works with the weather, but we knew it was coming. Didn't sweeten the deal any by knowing it was coming. So we will do the best we can. And thanks for watching. This is First Fire, non-assault move out.